still awake at 2 a.m. Discover the deep sleep you deserve with Zen wisdom, Buddhism in you. You are not your thoughts. You are the sky that holds them. And in that sky, tonight, there is enough room for everything, and enough stillness for deep sleep to find you. You may still feel thoughts rising and falling. That's okay. The mind, like the ocean, has waves. But beneath the surface, if you stop fighting the current, there's always calm. In Zen, we don't fear thoughts. We simply let them pass. We watch them come and go without clinging, without pushing. Sometimes, the more you try to quiet the mind, the louder it becomes. You chase silence, and the noise follows. But Zen whispers something different. Stop chasing, and be still. In tonight's journey, before we begin, a gentle note: this isn't just a video, it's a space. A quiet space where you are allowed to pause, to breathe, to let go. There will be moments of silence woven into this journey. No voice, no words, only soft music and your breath. These are not empty spaces. They are part of the meditation. Moments for your mind to rest, for your heart to soften. Let them hold you, not rush you. And as we near the end, you'll notice the sound gently fading, easing you into deep sleep. Without effort, if you are still here, fully present until the last breath of this journey, you'll receive a small gift, a simple bedtime practice. Not just to help you sleep, but to slowly, gently, transform how you live. Let us begin now, together. In gentle. 1. Why 2 a.m. is more than just a time, it's a call from within. It's 2 a.m. again. The city has fallen asleep. But you haven't. The house is quiet. The lights are low. Yet something inside you is wide awake. Thoughts spinning, heart heavy, silence louder than ever. You turn in bed, checking the clock again, feeling both tired and alert. It's a familiar moment, but maybe tonight, we can see it differently. In Zen, there is no such thing as an inconvenient hour. Every moment, even the sleepless ones, carries meaning. Zen doesn't ask you to fix the moment. It invites you to feel it fully. Perhaps you've been told that being awake at this hour is a problem. That your mind is overactive. That you need better habits. Fewer screens. Less caffeine. And maybe that's true. But what if it's not the surface habits that are keeping you up? What if it's something deeper, something more human? Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "The present moment is filled with joy and happiness. If you are attentive, you will see it." But for many of us, the present moment at 2 a.m. doesn't feel joyful, it feels raw. It feels lonely. Sometimes, it feels like a weight you don't know how to carry anymore. And yet, that very feeling, that weight, is pointing to something real. Something unspoken during the day. You see, we spend so much of our time managing life. Tasks, deadlines, decisions. But deep sleep doesn't come from a life well managed. It comes from a heart that feels safe enough to rest. At 2 a.m., all the managing stops. All that's left is you, and the truth inside you. Zen invites us to meet that truth gently, without trying to fix it. It teaches us not to escape the night, but to enter it fully, with presence, with breath, with compassion. There's a soft kind of courage in staying with what is, in letting the silence speak, in listening, not with your ears, but with your heart. Psychologist Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, known for his work on trauma and the body, once wrote, The body keeps the score. And it's true. The tension in your shoulders, the tightness in your chest, the restlessness in your legs. Your body remembers, and sometimes, it only dares to whisper when the world gets quiet enough. That's why this moment matters. You're not broken because you can't sleep. You're not doing anything wrong. Your body is speaking, softly, honestly, and Zen invites you to listen without fear. What if you didn't fight this moment tonight? What if you didn't force your way back to sleep, but instead softened into it? Deep sleep isn't a goal to chase. It's a state of return, a homecoming to your own being. And Zen shows us that the way back isn't through effort, but through stillness. So, take a breath. Just as you are, let it be enough. Let your shoulders drop. Let your face soften. You don't need to solve anything right now. You don't need to become anything. You are already here, already worthy of rest, already whole. Zen doesn't demand answers. It offers space. And within that space, deep sleep can find you, not as something earned, but as something remembered. Zen master Shunryu Suzuki once said, "You are perfect just as you are, and you could use a little improvement." Maybe that improvement, tonight, is simply letting go of the fight, letting the moment be what it is, letting your soul breathe again. Outside, the world is still asleep. Inside, you are slowly returning, not just to sleep, but to yourself. So rest here. In this moment, let the quiet hold you. Let Zen wisdom guide you gently back to deep sleep. You deserve more than just sleep. You deserve peace, too. Zen doesn't make you sleep. It makes you safe enough to let go. Sleep doesn't come because we want it. It comes because we feel safe. Not just physically safe, but emotionally safe. Spiritually safe. Safe enough to stop trying. To stop pretending. To stop holding it all together. And that's what Zen truly offers. Not sleep on demand. Not another method or hack. But a quiet space, free from judgment, where your nervous system can finally exhale. Where your mind doesn't have to perform. Where your heart is allowed to rest without explanation. You see, most of us go to bed with a full backpack. Worries from the day. Conversations that didn't go the way we hoped. Deadlines. Doubts. Even memories we thought we buried years ago. We lie down, but the weight doesn't leave. And then we wonder why deep sleep never comes. But Zen isn't a sleep technique. It's a way of being, a reminder that you don't have to carry everything all the time. You don't have to keep proving your worth just to rest. That you're not lazy, or weak, or failing, just because you're still awake at midnight, or 2 a.m., or 4. Zen Master Dogen once said, "To study the self is to forget the self." And in that forgetting, in that surrender, something opens. That something is stillness, spaciousness, a soft permission to simply exist. In modern life, we often equate productivity with value. If we get more done, we feel better about ourselves. But this mindset, as common as it is, follows us into the night. We lay in bed trying to achieve sleep. We judge ourselves for not being able to do it well. But deep sleep doesn't respond to pressure. It responds to presence. Zen invites us to approach sleep not as an outcome to control, but as a process to receive. Like rain falling gently on dry ground. Like leaves drifting down in autumn. There's no force, only rhythm. So tonight, what would it feel like to let go? Not of everything, just a little, just enough. enough to unclench your jaw, enough to breathe without pushing, enough to trust, even if it's only for this one night, that you're being held by something larger than your fears. Zen isn't about fixing your thoughts. It's about noticing that you're more than your thoughts. That between one thought and the next, there is space, and in that space, you can rest. A well-known psychotherapist, Carl Rogers, once said, "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change." And perhaps the same applies to sleep. When you accept that you are tired, wired, hurting, or healing, without trying to be different, something inside you begins to soften. And in that softening, sleep becomes possible. So here, in this quiet space, ask yourself gently, can I stop trying, just for now? Can I place the burden down, even for a moment? If the answer is yes, even just a whisper of yes, then your body will hear it. Your breath will slow, your mind will loosen its grip, and deep sleep, the kind that heals not just your body but your spirit, may begin to arrive. Zen doesn't guarantee you'll sleep tonight, but it guarantees something far more precious, that you don't have to go through the night in conflict with yourself. You can rest, you can release, you are already enough, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Let that truth tuck you in tonight. Let go, not as failure, but as freedom. Let the wisdom of Zen create the space where deep sleep is no longer a goal, but a gift you allow yourself to receive. Three. Breathing is not a technique, it's remembering you're alive. Take a slow breath in, and let it go. Not because you have to, but because you can. Some nights, even that simple act, breathing, feels difficult. We try to follow guided meditations or count to 4 or imagine air like light. But here's the truth, whispered from the heart of Zen. You don't need to do anything fancy. You only need to remember that you're breathing, that you're alive, and that, in this moment, that's more than enough. Zen doesn't ask you to control your breath. It simply invites you to notice it. There's no right way to breathe tonight, just your way. Maybe your breath is shallow. Maybe it's uneven. Maybe you haven't noticed it in hours. That's okay. What matters is this: you're here now. And that means you've already returned to yourself. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh taught, feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor. It's such a gentle idea that you don't need to wrestle your thoughts. You only need to anchor yourself in what never left you, your breath. Think of your breath as the thread that connects you to the earth, to the present, to peace. You don't have to follow every thought. You can come home to the rise and fall of your chest, to the way the body breathes even when the mind is tired, even when the heart feels heavy. Sometimes at night, it helps to place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. No fixing, No forcing. Just feel. Feel the air move through you like a tide, soft, steady, alive. With each breath, you're not doing, you're becoming. In a world that constantly asks us to perform, to improve, to push, Zen gives you permission to simply be. And your breath is the doorway to that being. You might notice, as you breathe, that thoughts still come. That's natural. That's human. Don't push them away. Just let them float, like leaves on a stream. You are the stream. The thoughts come and go. But underneath it all, your breath remains, quiet, unchanging, faithful. Let your breath rock you tonight, like an old song you've known since before words. Let it soothe the child in you who still seeks comfort in the dark, who still wants to feel held. You don't need to do anything more than this. Breathe in. I arrive. Breathe out. I am home. Zen doesn't promise sleep like a light switch. It offers something more meaningful, a practice of self-return. And often, deep sleep follows naturally, like a child falling asleep in the arms of someone safe. Dr. Stephen Porges, a neuroscientist known for the polyvagal theory, reminds us that safety is biological. When the body feels safe, it can finally shift from defense to rest. And what signals safety more clearly than the breath, slow, full, present? So tonight, let yourself be here, fully. Not in tomorrow, not in yesterday, just here, with this breath, with this quiet, with this life that is still unfolding. And if emotions rise, let them. If tears come, welcome them. The breath has space for all of it. You don't have to be composed. You don't have to be calm. You just have to be honest. Because real peace isn't a perfect state. It's the willingness to be with yourself, exactly as you are. That's where Zen begins. That's where deep sleep finds you. So breathe, gently, softly, no effort, no goal, just presence. The night is long enough. Your breath is deep enough. And your heart is finally ready to rest. 4. Stillness is not the absence of thought, it's the space between them. There's a quiet we all long for, not the silence of an empty room, but the stillness that settles softly inside. The kind of stillness that doesn't require the world to stop, just our need to chase it. You've probably been told to clear your mind if you want to sleep. But Zen doesn't ask you to push your thoughts away. It simply invites you to notice the space between them. Because that's where the magic happens. That gentle space, barely noticed, between one thought and the next, that's where stillness lies. Deep sleep doesn't demand a quiet mind, it welcomes a quiet presence. It arrives when we stop wrestling with what's happening inside us. When we stop needing to think less and instead begin to hold our thoughts like passing clouds, drifting through a peaceful sky. Zen master Shunryu Suzuki once said, "Leave your front door and your back door open. Let thoughts come and go. Just don't serve them tea." It's a smile of a teaching, and it holds deep wisdom. You don't have to fight the mind. You don't even need to quiet it. You just need to stop inviting every thought to sit down and stay. Your mind may still chatter. It's okay. That's not a problem. What matters is how you relate to the chatter. Can you sit beside it? Instead of inside it? Can you watch it gently? Instead of judging yourself for it? Stillness isn't a blank space. It's a living, breathing pause. Like the hush between musical notes. Like the exhale after you've been holding something too long. And in that pause, in that breath, your body hears something it's been waiting for all day: safety. permission, rest. Psychologist Dr. Tara Brach often speaks of the sacred pause. That moment when you stop doing, stop fixing, and simply notice, oh, this is what's happening inside me right now. And suddenly, the inner storm doesn't seem so dangerous anymore. It becomes weather, passing, changing, softening. So tonight, try this with me. Let your eyes close gently if they haven't already. Don't try to meditate. Don't try to sleep. Just listen and notice. Between one thought and the next, can you feel the stillness? It might be small at first, like a breath between waves. But once you notice it, it begins to expand, and that expansion, that inner space, is where deep sleep begins. Let your mind wander, if it must, but let your awareness rest in the space between. That's where you'll find yourself, not in the stories of your mind, but in the silence that holds them. Zen teaches that the mind is like the surface of a lake. When it's agitated, it reflects nothing clearly, but when it's still, it mirrors the moon. So let your thoughts ripple if they must. They will settle when you stop chasing them. Let the moon rise in your mind. Let the lake become still. Let the reflection of peace return to your heart. You don't need to try so hard. You don't need to earn your rest. The stillness is already here, beneath the noise, waiting patiently, like a gentle friend who never left. And as you drift in this space, between thought and breath, between tension and letting go, you may feel something shift, a softening, a return, a homecoming to the quiet place inside that always knew the way. You are not your thoughts. You are the sky that holds them. And in that sky, tonight, there is enough room for everything, and enough stillness for deep sleep to find you. You may still feel thoughts rising and falling. That's okay. The mind, like the ocean, has waves. But beneath the surface, if you stop fighting the current, there's always calm. In Zen, we don't fear thoughts. We simply let them pass. We watch them come and go, without clinging, without pushing. Sometimes, the more you try to quiet the mind, the louder it becomes. You chase silence, and the noise follows. But Zen whispers something different. Stop chasing, and be still. Not still as in rigid, not frozen, but soft, spacious, like a field after the rain, like the sky after a storm. That kind of stillness doesn't need control. It only needs presence. Imagine this. You're sitting beside a small creek. Leaves float by, yellow, red, gold. You don't reach for them. You simply watch. Each thought is like a leaf. You don't need to catch it. You don't need to name it. Just watch. Just be. When you stop reacting to every thought, a sacred space opens up inside you. A space where nothing needs to happen. A space where peace becomes possible. And in that space, the body begins to trust again. The heart starts to slow down. And slowly, gently, deep sleep begins to rise. Like mist over the water. Stillness is not the absence of thinking. It's the return of listening. Listening to your breath, to your body, to the moment. As Zen master Koben Chino Roshi once said, when you are you, Zen is Zen. There is no goal here. You don't need to be better, or different, or more spiritual. You just need to be you, right here, without rushing anywhere else. You are not your thoughts. You are the space that holds them. You are not your fear. You are the breath beneath it. You are not your restlessness. You are the stillness quietly waiting behind it all. Tonight, Let yourself fall into that space, not because it's perfect, but because it's real, and when you do, you may find something surprising. Not silence that is empty, but silence that is full of softness, of depth, of warmth. A silence that doesn't ask anything of you, except that you let it hold you. So let it, just for now, let the space between thoughts become your resting place. Let it cradle you, like night cradles the stars. You're already home. 5. You deserve more than sleep. You deserve peace. You've made it here, through the noise of the day, through the ache of your thoughts, through the weight that woke you up again at 2 a.m. And now, you're in this soft, quiet space, where maybe, for the first time in a long while, you feel a little more at ease. Not because everything has changed, but because something inside you has gently softened. This is what Zen does. Not by force, not by fixing, but by allowing you to return to yourself, as you are, without shame. You see, we spend so much of our lives trying to be better, to do more, to keep up, but Zen reminds us that peace isn't something to be earned, it's something to be remembered. And deep sleep? It's not just about the body shutting down. It's about the soul finding a safe place to rest. It's about no longer having to be on, no longer having to perform, explain, or pretend. Zen doesn't promise you'll never be tired again. Life will still rise and fall. But when you begin to feel worthy of rest, of peace, of stillness, without conditions, something shifts. Not just in your sleep, but in how you move through the world. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh once shared, "To be beautiful means to be yourself. You don't need to be accepted by others. You need to accept yourself." And perhaps, tonight, you're doing just that, by listening, by breathing, by letting go. You deserve more than sleep. You deserve peace. Not someday, not when everything is finally perfect, but now, in the middle of the night, in the middle of this messy, beautiful life. So let yourself be cradled by this stillness. Let the quiet fill your chest like warm light. Let every breath remind you that you are already enough. And let deep sleep arrive, not as an escape, but as a homecoming. There is nothing more to do now. Just be here, soft, whole, safe. And when you wake tomorrow, know this. You can carry this peace into your day, into your conversations, into the way you treat yourself. Because this isn't just about sleep, it's about how you live. Zen practice for tonight. The hand on the heart. Place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. Take 3 slow, natural breaths. With each breath, say silently in your mind. Inhale, I am safe. Exhale, I am home. Repeat this any time during the day or night when you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or disconnected. Let this small practice be your anchor. The more you return to it, the more your nervous system will recognize peace as your natural state. If you are still here, at the end of this video, here is your reward. Regular practice will help you transform your own life for the better. Let it begin tonight. If this video brought you even a little more peace tonight, I invite you to subscribe to Buddhism in You, where we continue this journey of inner stillness, healing, and balance together. You don't have to walk alone. Each night, we return here to breathe, to soften, to remember, together. If you'd like to listen for longer, for 1 hour, 2 hours, or even 3, without interruption, we've created a special playlist just for you. It's called Zen for Deep Sleep. A seamless experience of back-to-back healing videos. Perfectly crafted to guide you through the entire night. No breaks, no jolts, just a smooth, quiet river of calm. And if tonight, you only want a single video, around 30 minutes, you'll find more just like this one. Peaceful, gentle, deeply grounding. There are always options waiting for you, here at Buddhism in You. So, let go now, let the night hold you, and see you tomorrow night, here,